all you can do is be the better version of you each time around. And then the money will just come, opportunities will just come, life will just get better. Do you get what I'm saying? So this is my way of up it. If I up myself in fitness, if I push myself to a new level in boxing, then what do you think's gonna happen with my career?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I just feel like in life the only thing that limits us is currency. The fact that everything costs money. Now think about the house you'd be living in if things didn't cost money. You could just walk into a shop and pick up whatever you wanted. What would you do to the place? Do you understand what I'm saying? And I think that's what success kind of brings to the table, that kind of like option of like, how do I want to live? What do I want to be absorbing in the morning when I wake up? I remember when I lived in a flat, every day before I went out of my house, there was this massive damp patch down the wall. And I'm phoning the landlord. I'm powerless, right? Because I've not got loads of money at that stage. So I'm phoning the landlord. I'm like, look, there's a big damp patch. It's getting a little bit moldy. It's in the hallway as I'm going out of the house. And I have to absorb that information every day before I leave my house. It's negative. Whereas now I wake up and I come downstairs and there's a grand piano or a sculpture or a painting or, you know, a toy what I wanted as a kid I could never afford, and it's just all positive information what I'm absorbing. So I just try and live in the most like positive atmosphere, the most creative atmosphere that I can possibly create. Do you know what I mean? And I just wanted my house to just feel like, if I wanted to just shut off from the world and just base up here for however long I have to, then that's what I can do, and that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to make my album from here this time. That's how I live. I live feeling like that. I've just woke up and ran at 6 in the morning, 20 past 6 in the morning. To some people that's hell, it's chaos. But like I was saying to you, I hold a positive attitude towards these things. I make the boring things, how monotonous is it? Just running, step after step after step after step after step. How long was I going for? There was a good couple of miles in there, do you know what I mean? But for me, I was looking at all the positives. I was thinking, look how fresh the air is. Flipping it, to be at this age and stage and be so fit as a fiddle. Do you know what I mean? I'm young, I'm in my prime, I'm fresh, I'm ready to go, I'm mentally sharp. Do you know what I'm saying? And when you can make fun out of the boring stuff, by the time you get offered a challenge like a film, it's like a film. I'm gonna be on a film set. I'm gonna be around Matthew McConaughey. I'm gonna be working with Guy Ritchie. I'm gonna end up in the cinema. That's fun compared to the boring runs that you've been doing. So imagine if you performing focused on a run, or focused like when we go sparring later. Imagine how focused you're gonna be when it's a bit more fun. It's easy. So that's what I do. I do the hard work in my spare time. So my career is the easy work.
Bring it in, yeah. 6'5", so close.
Time, boys.
This was all 30.
Shut up. Okay.
You want that back? You want that back? Run now.
No, stop. You know what I mean? We're stop that brat. Better get on that bike, nigga. Won't be there the whole day. Good shit.
Yeah, I don't feel that, man. I'm just at this point now, coming from such a dysfunctional background, developing functional traits and letting go of my dysfunctional traits. So they're the simple things, and that's what allows me to have a good relationship. And that's why I think people will see me as a role model, and it's something that I take serious. It's not that I'm trying to be a role model, but the game what I'm in deserves proper leaders. So I'm practicing what I preach, and these things take time. It takes a lot of repetition and a lot of conditioning. By the time this is done and I've finished my work of art like a Vincent van Gogh did, people will be able to come back to my story in years to come and be inspired by the way that I lived my life and the way I lived by the morals and principles that I talk about, you know.